lever gun rigs, multicam tool aprons. We also have multicam full-size aprons, woodland pelter wraps, puppy squealing, puppy barks. Now jean koozies, multicam black red, super sweet. I actually sewed all the pals on there, so they've got really good pattern content. More tool aprons, full-size aprons there. Tropic fupas. I don't think these are online yet. OD black danglers. I don't think those are online yet. Multicam black hawks. Coyote TK4s. Somebody's diaper bag here. Whose is this? Typhon Lewis Muto. That's also, that's just it. We didn't make any extras of those. I see some OD hydros. I don't know if those are all just orders. Looks to me like Typhon large clothes bags. OD tourniquet, deployable tourniquet pouches there. Ryan Moreno, what's up? Iridium, what's up, buddy? Elijah, what's going on? Yeah, it does look like you had the first, you're definitely the first comment. Yogi, what's up? How are you? Did a live feed today. You can see that on my YouTube. You can see it on several YouTubes, actually. I think we went for about 2.5 hours. Had some good conversation. If you're on our text app, you know that some of the striders went up. And if you emailed me last night, you know that about 11 o'clock I emailed a bunch of you guys payment info. All right, guys, 17 online, 8 thumbs up. Let's get that up. Let's get that thumbs up there. If you back out of the comments, you can raise that number up there for us. Chuck Peoples, did you get tracking today? I saw that you had ordered that thing, I thought. But I've got one sitting here, so I don't know if I have two or if this didn't ship for some reason. Amanda, what's up? So we have a new addition on the homestead here. Look at you. It's not this, and it's not this. It's this. Hello. Hello. Well, you're getting rather bold. All right, guys, come on. I've got 16 online and only 9 thumbs up here. Let's boost that up here. Start typing some stuff out. Let's have some conversation. Davenport, what's up? Moreno, what's going on? How are you? Looks like Halloween up in here. Brian, we don't have a name for her yet. K2 maybe? K1, K2. This little asshole. It's all fun and games till I open that gate. Oh, what happened, huh? Oh, what happened, huh? Rail traffic is down today a lot from what I've seen. Word up, Russia. What up? What up? Puppy, man. Puppy starting all over puppy. Get any rain? No, we got rain a couple of days ago, overnight, which was great. And now we're back to 95, 100-degree weather. Empty, what's up? New to the channel, came from Bear. Well, welcome, welcome. We build this stuff. I started this company 35 years ago in California. We moved to Tennessee 15 years ago. Bought the property we're on right here after driving by it for like 10 years. The gate was open one day. It was just an abandoned kind of warehouse. It used to be a nightclub and a bar and grill. So there's a commercial kitchen. Little tiny VIP lounge. We bought it sight unseen. There was no copper, no plumbing, literally just a metal building. You could see sunlight coming through the walls. And we put a 6,000-foot loft in here. The property was originally a gravel pit, so nothing grew here but briars and thorn bushes, wild roses with no flowers, you know, that kind of stuff, blackberries. And we have developed it into pretty fertile ground, a lot of production, and just kind of turned it into a homestead. Same here, 97 with 105 heat index. So we're supposed to actually touch 105 this week. Hour 73, what's up? How are you? You know, it's really great to see people migrating from Bear to you and vice versa. Yeah, we sent a lot of people to Bear, especially, I found Bear about the same time as Ice Age Farmer, Yanasa Ventures, and several of the other prepping channels. But Bear had like actionable stuff, right? There's so many prepping channels, and all the prepper channels try to be friendly with each other. But most of them, it's just the same bullshit. It's just the same circular reporting. One guy makes a video, and then the next guy, the next day, 5 more dudes make the same video. But there's nothing you can do about any of the shit they give you, right? Nothing. But Bear has some stuff that you can actually do. It's actually actionable, right? Actionable intelligence is what we've said for the last 10 years, anytime we've spoken about anything, right? Actionable intelligence. What can you do with it? And most people, the reality is most people in the prepping, consuming the content, they're not interested in doing any of that shit. They just like to sit around and circle jerk each other and get in bed or sit on the couch. You know, they get up and work their 8-hour day, which they actually put in about 3 hours of work when there's eyes on them. And then they come home and they talk about all the things they want to do and tell you they don't have time to do it because they're busy on the internet watching people and typing out information about shit that they've never tried or practiced. And that's the majority. And the channels got huge. A lot of the channels got enormous during the CUFUS because the fear, and they just constantly put out content. And what you've really seen in the last year are all these guys making like 3-minute videos and 2-minute videos. And oh my God, I got to tell you this, right? I can't tell you who said it. I can't tell you where it came from. I have no way of verifying it, and I'm not going to give you any information to verify it yourself. But they get the clicks, man. They've got the hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And we have way more subscribers than it appears. If you see massive spammers on comments, we post a video, we post about 5 videos a day, and immediately there's 5 comments, and it's all clickbait, click-through porn. If you guys come on my page and try to post a link, it just comes out as text. It won't hyperlink. The porn spammers post a link, and immediately you guys can click it and go straight to porn. YouTube will ban what we say throttle back our content, all kinds of stuff, right? They're all over what we do, but they won't control the porn spammers because they sell that to those guys. That they sell it. And a channel like I have, what do I have on my channel right now? 27,000 followers maybe? I've had 20,000 for over 10 years. Like when we put the channel together immediately, and every night when I do a video, guys are like, hey, it didn't notify me. I even went to your channel and couldn't even find the video. I saw somebody post a link to it and that's how I got here. And now when you click those links over on Facebook or other social media platforms, they won't give you a comment bar. So it's a trip, the mess. YouTube had the unclimate change warning on tons of videos today. The UN climate, yeah. No shit, I live around Franklin, Tennessee. Do you guys have a commercial store? We do. And I'm actually in Franklin often, Nashville and Franklin. I have a lot of my friends live in Franklin. We also open the compound here 4 times a year, and we have Self-Reliance Festival. We did it in June, and we had 665 people here. And we're doing it again in October 1st and 2nd. We'll have upwards of 1,000 people here. And the 4 days prior to October 1st and 2nd, we're doing a 4-day butchery class where you will get to come in and take a live animal, dispatch it, and turn it into meat. We're going to do small duck, chicken, and rabbit. Everybody that attends will get to do an animal if they wish to. And then we're going to do pig on day 2 and 3. And on day 3 and 4, we're going to do sheep. And then those animals will all be consumed here on the property by you guys if you choose to do that. And then not this weekend, but next weekend, we're having a swales installation class. Permapasture Farms, Billy Bond and William Bond are coming in. And we're actually doing several swale installations and showing you how those work and how to put them in. We have equipment here that we're going to use, and we're also going to do a section by hand so you can see if you can't afford to rent equipment or you don't have equipment, it is doable by hand. And then we're going to do a food forest. No shit, I live around Franklin, Tennessee. Okay, we read that one. Iridium upgraded. Top 5 things you need to do now. And then, yeah, and then they don't tell you what they are. They don't tell you what you need to do. Oh my God, this guy is falling. This guy is falling. This guy is falling. You sent bear to me. Good man. Yeah, I thought so, Iridium. I thought so. When there's something actionable that's of benefit to me, I assume that it's probably beneficial to you also. Ice Age is big on gardening, but not so much else. So Ice Age Farmer, there's a lot of stuff in there, right? But it's not actionable. It's not actionable. I question a lot of times when dudes live in apartments or appear to live in apartments or townhomes, what they're really doing, right? If they're telling you to do all these things, how are they doing it? I believe that if somebody asks me a question on how to do something and I give you information, you might actually put that in motion, right? So I should probably have some evidence that I've done those things. And that's why we open the compound up. That's why we open the property, and you can come here. And when you come here, if you ask me about something, I'll take you right to it. And if I take hundreds of people to projects of raw 2x4 sitting on the ground, you're going to be like, this dude's full of shit. Philip Strother, what's up? Joe O'Brien, what's going on? Good evening. Are those OD fupas? These are OD black fupas, old school OD black fupas. These are danglers, which means you can use them as a fanny pack or a chest pack, but they have the tear up flap, so you can attach these to body armor or any of the rigs that we have produced in the last 3 years. All of our micro rigs that we've put out will attach those. I've also got multicam Tropic. I have aprons. Think barbecue. Think you just want to look cool at your ceramics event. Working on bicycles, motorcycles, cars. And then I've got tool aprons over there also. Tool aprons in multicam. I've got some Nalgene koozies. These will hold a mason jar also. So moonshine, sweet tea Nalgene bottles, koozies, going to the gym, whatever. They've got air mesh inside, so they do insulate a little bit. Chuck Peoples, I did not see a comment as to whether you got tracking today or not. What's the price range for a Kangal pup? My breeder is $3 grand. So if you want to have that conversation and you're really serious about being a buyer, they're out of North Carolina. This is the second dog I've had from him, and I know 5 other people that have animals from him. They are not house pets. They do not, like, they will bond with you for sure, and they could be a great pet, but these are livestock guardian dogs. This stock all came from Turkey, and everything that my guy breeds came from Turkey. Like this dog right here, this dog's father came from Turkey in 2016, and I believe the mother came in like 2020. They're expensive. There's no haggling. If you've got $2 grand to put down as a deposit, I believe there are a couple of dogs out of this litter. A friend of mine, Doc Barry, was going to buy a dog, and wife pregnant, baby, all kinds of stuff going on. He backed out. I don't know if that dog is still available or not. I would guess not. I bought my dog and paid for my dog before my dog was even conceived. Sandy Phillips, how are you? Chuck Peoples. Chuck, did you get shipping information, or did you just place an order? I don't know the answer to that. I know you emailed me last night. I put this online, and I was very surprised to see it sitting here. So I don't know if this is your bag or if we have, in fact, a second bag. Any recommendations for male or female? So I wanted a male. I wanted something bigger and more aggressive, and I wanted more mouth than my Great Pyrenees have. And my male, without a doubt, will bite you if you come here. Like, we lock them up. We did not socialize him. I did not let my employees play with him. We have, if you get to the door in this building, you've come over 2 fences, 2 separate sets of fences. There's an inner perimeter. We can turn animals out and go all the way around the building. And then there are basically 3 circles of fencing around 10 acres. This female, we are putting her with the 2 Great Pyrenees females, and they will kind of train her up. And we are socializing this dog here. Now it's not safe to feed your dog raw, apparently. There's always some bullshit. I feed my dogs raw all the time. One of my Pyrenees dogs, I have to cut the gut open a little bit so there's blood for them to eat. Man, as soon as I said gut and cut them open, my feed dropped. Weird. So the rabbits. I take a rabbit by the back feet and I smack it as hard as I can on the edge of this table. But not this one. I actually have sawhorses outside. Or chicken tractors or anything, right? I just smack them, and I actually smack them in the neck, right? So the head, the neck smacks a sharp edge of a sawhorse. That I have 2x4s and 4x4s on sawhorses, and then I have all the cages sitting on those 2x4s. And the sawhorses stick out about 18 inches. So that's how I dispatch the rabbits. I throw the dead rabbit in the basket on the 4-wheeler. I drive over to the back fence on the way back into the back door of the kitchen. I toss a whole body, freshly dispatched rabbit over the fence. Magnus grabs it, runs off, and eats it. The Pyrenees dogs, I would have to cut that belly open for them to eat it. And the Pyrenees actually let it sit there for a day or so and almost start to stink and bloat, and then they eat it. And one of my female dogs leaves 4 lucky rabbit paws for me. She does not eat the paws for some reason. But once you do that, if you just take scissors or a knife and cut that belly open, as soon as you expose blood, almost all dogs will eat those rabbits, and it will, within a week, you won't even have to do that anymore. they'll just eat it. I don't feed, I buy kibble. We buy kibble for the dogs, and we keep it inside climate controlled so that it doesn't mold and rot. And we were buying 50-pound bags of these for about 55 bucks. Purina Pro plan, we were using puppy, rice, and chicken. And then they changed it to 48 pounds, and it now costs $80 a bag. But we still buy it when we find it. We go every weekend when we're in a town where there's a Petco and usually a PetSmart. We go to both. And more often than not, they don't have any of the feed we use. So we do buy it when we see it. They'll usually have 3 bags on the shelf. We buy all 3 of them, and we stack them up. But for the most part, these dogs eat 90% raw. Skin on, fur on, raw. We also feed them chickens. We did 79, 80 chickens last year, Cornish cross, and we let them get way too big. So we let them get so big, in fact, that when we dispatched the first 3, we couldn't put them in large chicken bags. We had to get turkey bags, and the first turkey bags we got were too small also. Can you grow any crops to feed your dogs? What the fuck would you feed your dogs that you're going to grow as a crop? We can grow crops to feed animals that we feed the dogs. Dogs are not carnivores. I mean, what the fuck am I saying? Dogs are not vegetarians. I realize people feed all kinds of bullshit to dogs, but if my dogs, if I open the gates and let my dogs go, they immediately go to roadkill. No, you should not feed, your dogs should not eat any corn. If you have a rescue and you feed and you're feeding, you need to expand and make the dog feel full, you can use boiled down rice, pumpkin. They usually use pumpkin as a big expander. But if you can't afford to feed your dog meat, you shouldn't have a Great Dane, or you shouldn't have a big dog if you can't afford to feed them. And that's the huge thing. It's usually like Great Dane rescues, Pit Bull rescues. They use pumpkin. They go take all these dogs, and they have a house full of damn dogs, and they're feeding them all kinds of bullshit because they can't afford to feed them meat. Have 100 acres, West Michigan, looking for a patrol dog against coyotes. Everything I read, they seem to be good in all climates. That was my only worry. Not sure what we're talking about there. Pyrenees dogs would be okay. I want something more aggressive, but coyotes are a low prey load. If you 100 acres, are you fenced is the question. Fences. We use fences to keep dogs in. We use dogs to keep predators out. Kangles are used more West Coast for bigger prey. Kangles are bred to kill wolves and bears, and they use them all through Wyoming, Idaho, around Yellowstone, Northern California, big predator load. They'll more than handle coyotes. But so will Anatolians, Akbash, Pyrenees. All of your livestock dogs, for the most part, will be able to control coyotes. Will they try to eat the living chickens? No. Yes and no. And you should never trust a livestock guardian dog till they're about 2 years old. That's just paying tithe, right? That's just the tithing that you pay. Every now and then you come home and there's feathers everywhere and there's some wings hanging out of the dog's mouth. They outgrow that. And what you do is you take these dogs and you condition them around the animals you want them to protect. She will go out in a kennel and there'll be chickens all around her. My other 2 dogs that live up there with the chickens, and I've got rabbits running around too. The Pyrenees dogs have been up in that area for 6 years. We will put her with those 2 females and they will jump all over her shit when she does something she shouldn't do. Those dogs will train the other dogs. My Pyrenees dogs, nobody trained them. We just put them out there and they started protecting the animals. They kill aerial predators, as in like hawks, They get hold, they chase off eagles. They will kill possums, raccoons, anything that comes in there, snakes, anything. We have nothing has killed an animal up in that fenced area other than my dogs. Occasionally, like both my females used to eat, they would eat chickens every now and then. I haven't seen them, like chickens walk over them now. Rabbits are literally nose to nose with them. The rabbits will go up and sleep with the dog, like right up in its arm. I make food for our dogs because he's epileptic. Since I began making his food, we haven't had any more seizures. That happens a lot. A lot of the health things that you're taking medications for, when you truly start doing a keto or carnivore diet, that shit goes away. John Witherspoon, what's that? Wiener dog eats birds and squirrels. It is. It just dawned on me. I'm a little shaky. I have not eaten anything. So I am looking to see what it is that I'm going to eat here. This little apple right now. I can do that while I eat this, I think. Cut out grain has a beautiful coat. Yep. My dogs literally are 6 or 7 years old right now. I don't know how long I've been on this property. We had the 2 Pyrenees puppies at the old property when we had just the barnyard at the old property, the old shop up the road. My dogs are probably 7, maybe even 8 years old right now. When we started feeding them raw, they started bumping around and jumping and being excited again and puppy playing like they were years younger. Crack the watermelon. I can't eat it. And watermelon's all water. I'll still be jittery from it. These are all toiletry bags. So are these. Yes, I plan to add more dogs. Yep. Because the Pyrenees are getting so old. Not the vaccinated watermelon? I don't know what we're talking about. I didn't take any of those vaccines. After diet from raw meat, planning on starting on rabbits. Ditch back food. So, our real push, my real push for the last 12 months has been producing our own feed to feed the animals in case pelletized feed cease to exist or supply chain issues, right? So we take all of our bunnies and we put them out on grass. And I move them twice a day because I have a lot of bunnies in each of the tractors. The chicken, just think cage, down on the grass. They eat all the grass, poop all over it, scratch it up, and I drag it and move it. When I move it, I usually put down more seed of something I want. Clover, red clover, white clover, deer forage, deer plot, right? And by doing that, I feed my rabbits less than half of what I normally feed them. So I feed them very little pelletized feed. And we just planted, we put 9 swales up top. and we planted hundreds of Russian white mulberry, hybrid poplar, and hybrid willow trees. I have another 300 trees right here that just came in boxes. You can take those willow trees, and it's damn impossible to kill them. You could take a stick off of a willow branch, pop it in the ground, and it'll grow a tree. And you can take that, and you can strip branches off of it and give it right to your animals. Ducks, chickens, rabbits, goats, sheep, and they'll eat that. You can also take it and run it through a shredder or a wood chipper, and take that and put it into a 55-gallon drum with an airtight lid, add some sugar, and it will ferment. And then you can for up to 24 months as silage. Look up silage, look up tree hay. Tree hay. And that's what we're doing. Is a fourth vaccine out? Yeah, they can shove that right up their ass. One of the local Facebook groups, somebody said these 7 counties are requiring masks. Hundreds of people from this county commented and said, yeah, will not comply. Have I had fried frog legs? I did. Chris Barrett, my friend Chris, opened a gun shop called The Outpost. It was a truck stop originally, had a restaurant when they opened it. And there was frog legs. I've had frog legs a few times. The last time I had them was there, a couple times actually. And we have a ton of huge frogs here. I have 3 ponds here on the property. So you could go through, and for you guys that don't know, you can net frogs, you can gig frogs. I can take a fishing pole with a raw hook, dangle the raw hook in front of the frog, and the frog will bite it, and you can reel the frog in. You shine the frog with a flashlight. You put the hook in front of the frog, shine the hook with a flashlight. The frog will eat the hook. He'll bite it, and you can reel it in. You can also let him go if you need to. You can also shine a really bright flashlight at a frog and walk up and just grab the frog. We could probably catch 100 frogs in a night, but then there wouldn't be any big frogs here for a long time. And if you like frogs, you can go to GFS, Gordon Food Services, and they got a box about the size of a carton of 5 dozen eggs or 5 flats of 18 eggs. And you can buy a box of frog legs there, full of frog legs. Infrastructure rabbits. So you do you, but people have kept rabbits for thousands of years before they had anything that we consider infrastructure. Life Done Free. What's up, buddy? Willow tree leaves also make a great painkiller. That's certain kinds of willow, though, right? Not all? Is that correct, or am I incorrect on that? Disruptive, what's up? Rainwater tested positive for fluoride. Is that crazy though, Josh? They're flushing all of these prescription drugs down the toilet, and the filters for city municipal water aren't filtering them out, and your municipal water has that. Why not be in rain? I mean, it's so prevalent. Yogi. Fuck no, we wouldn't require vaccines. As a matter of fact, I would probably not employ a vaccinated person. Whether that's popular, legal, I don't give a shit. I'll shut my fucking company down. I've spent the last 3 years building my life and my property here so that I don't have to be in business doing this any longer. Local outfitter shop owner has a very well-trained dog. He likes to welcome customers. Don't know the breed, but I want one. Why don't you call up and ask him what kind of dog it is? I do not want dogs that welcome customers. My dogs will bite the shit out of you. And I have no doubt that my dog would fucking eat part of you before we found you. So our dogs are behind fences. We tell everybody, don't go back there, that dog will bite you. We keep our dogs, we do not socialize some of our dogs. And the intention is that they will bite the shit out of you. And if you get to where our dogs are, you've gone over not one fence, but 2 fences. Soccer players in Europe pass out during games more than ever now. Yeah, you're seeing it everywhere. In the States, too. You also have 10-year-old kids. They're having cardiac myopathy. You're having 10-year-old kids with heart conditions at a rate 1,000 times greater. Guess who's getting that? It's only the vaccinated kids. If it was in the well, that would make sense. Rain makes me think they're seeding the clouds with fluoride. Would it surprise you? Well, how about this? What is fluoride? Fluoride is a byproduct of the manufacture of aluminum. What are they seeding the clouds with? Well, we know they're putting aluminums in when they're seeding the clouds. We know it's an aluminum product. What else? I don't know, but definitely aluminum. What advice would I give to a 21-year-old? Elijah, I have that conversation very, very frequently. If I could go back and talk to 20-year-old me, I would tell me that if it's not important enough to do it with urgency, that you don't have time to do it. And if it's not important to you, stop fucking doing it. Do everything as though it's important. Take all of the money you make in your business for the first 5 years and then reinvest it into your business. Don't spend any money. Don't buy any toys. Don't lease any vehicles. Don't do shit. All the money goes back into the business for 5 years. If you can do that, that'll be the difference between making millions of dollars a year and just touching 100,000 a year. You don't have time for a girlfriend. You don't have time for family. You don't have time for none of that. And if you've already got one, you better have that conversation. You need 5 years. And if you can get them, if you can sell them the dream and they put their time in with you, you'll be unstoppable. Amish farmer raided in Penn by U.S. Marshals selling fresh food. Yes, that happened a week ago. Yes, it's been out there. It's just now hitting mainstream, perhaps. Most folks still use fluoride toothpaste. If you look at the box that your fluoride toothpaste comes in, probably the tube also, there's a 800 number for the Poison Control Center. Because kids die every year from fluoride poisoning from eating toothpaste. You have a lot of options now for non-fluoridated toothpaste. So living in California, I thought, okay, the water is fluoridated. Any municipality that has over 10,000 people has to have fluoridated water. That was 20 years ago. I'll bet everywhere in California has it now. So you're like, okay, I'll drink bottled water. No, you won't. Bottled water sold in California has to be fluoridated. Fluoride is used in aerosol propellants. for whatever that's worth. I'm getting spotty internet, so it keeps cutting out. That's crazy. I did not know that. Aramir Ayurvedic herbal toothpaste. Somebody wants some kittens? They're really cute. This crazy little thing, man. He keeps jumping on the wall. He's stuck on the, he was just stuck on the AC vent grates. Why doesn't anyone stay in California? Complacent. It's easy. People hate moving. Like so people all the time are like, hey, I have $10,000 to invest. What should I invest in? You should invest in you. Your own hobby business, turn it into something, education, and not education like school and college, right? Learn a skill, learn a trade, make yourself more valuable. $10,000 is nothing. If you're investing or spending 10 grand, you're never going to have any kind of money. That goes into you. Until you got about 50 grand, you don't have shit to even have a conversation about investing. People are lazy. Think about this. How many storage units do you see everywhere you go? You'll notice it tomorrow if you're like, I don't see any. You do. You do. You just haven't paid attention. Storage units. People put shit in storage units and pay for storage units and never pull that shit out of a storage unit. It's like a gym membership. The gyms in the 90s were dying. They were going out of business until they came up with auto debit. Most gyms, less than 10% of the people that pay a gym membership at each gym, less than 10% attend the gym. In fact, over 50% don't go to the gym more than 2 or 3 times a year. So your equipment's not getting wear and tear. You have reoccurring residual income coming in over and over and over because it makes people feel good about keeping that gym membership. I might change my mind tomorrow. I might get up and go to the gym. I might go to the gym New Year's and I don't want to have to pay the initial down payment again, right? I want to be locked in. It's like a cell phone plan. That's how people are lazy. They won't use it, but they will continue to pay for it because in their mind, somehow they justify it. They feel better about themselves because I have a gym membership. That's the same thing with storage units. If you want residual income, reoccurring forever income, you set up storage units. And depending where you are and what your codes and zoning are, you could even put shipping containers on your property, cut roll-up doors in the side, divide it into 2 or 4 units, and you could rent people that bullshit. Because people don't want their bullshit on their property, but they also want to keep it for in case. They want everything to be a subscription. BMW now charges a monthly fee for heated seats. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Came over to your channel after watching Bear. Harry Hall, welcome. Thanks for being here, man. I actually know Bear. Met him in life, right? Hung out with him several times. Bear is exactly in real life like he is on his videos. Stay in California because our grandkids live 3 miles away. So do you love your grandkids? Make them move. I get it. I understand. I left California. Mom said, when are you coming to visit? Mom, I'm never coming to visit. I'm never coming to California. I will move you. I will put you on a bus. I'll put you on an airplane. I will send a limo to come pick you up. But I need you to realize I am not ever fucking coming back to California. My mom passed away. It wasn't important enough for my mother to relocate here, come here, or visit. With that said, it also wasn't important enough for me. Mom, I'm never coming to California. I run a business. I employ a bunch of people. I will do whatever you want that doesn't include me coming to California. You literally have 100 different options. Pick one. people aren't willing to do what you're willing to do, but they want to have a conversation with you about why their stuff's not where it is. Parts of California are beautiful. Really, they should take Northern California and put a border wall there and call it New California or whatever they want to call it. But SoCal, I lived in Southern California. I lived in San Diego, Tierra Santa, right by the stadium, right? Some of the most expensive property in Southern California. It's a shithole. I went back to handle all my mother's stuff when she passed away, to have the funeral, right? We went to Horton Plaza while we were in town for a week. We went to Fashion Valley and Mission Valley. Some of the most expensive property in Southern California, and it's all homeless encampments. There was no water in any of the fountains. All of the tile work and brickwork was broken. It was literally looked like a shithole. I live in New York City. For years, all of those people are asleep. It is said that 65% of commercial property in New York City is vacant. It is said 50% of all restaurants in the United States are out of business and not coming back. You're starting to see it too, because the signage was up, right? We don't go to a lot of those restaurants. But now that the signs are falling down or being taken down, you notice that those places are gone. Legit considered putting in 40-foot containers and doing the storage behind my gym. You should totally do that. You should totally do that, because you're out of city limits. You got no codes or zoning. They can't say shit to you. You can buy a container for, I don't know, you can buy these ones we bought back here for probably $3,000 now, the aluminum ones. Put cameras back there. Good place to buy cookers. What are cookers? What are we talking about, Freedom? Freedom Media, what's a cooker? I probably comment too much. Word up, Russia. Add value, right? I don't care that you're commenting. Add value. Answer people's questions that you actually know something about, not opinion, but actual fact. Add value. And you have not done anything that has irritated me. I've never once thought you comment too much. There are people that do. But I get irritated with like today on the live video. Somebody was constantly like, don't do solar panels. The Bible says that in the end days, there'll be no sunlight. Okay. The Bible, along those lines, you're probably not going to have electricity either. So are you telling me that you don't live with electricity right now? Do you not have running water? And like I thought it was a dude. It turns out it's a woman. Comments literally 100 times with that same shit. The Bible says all kinds of shit. I'm sure you can literally find almost anything in the Bible to go with your point. Do you want to live with comfort right now? Armageddon, end times, right? Tribulations. Maybe. Maybe not. My point is, I'm 50 years old. Every year there's something that was going to kill us. Nostradamus, if you watched all the Nostradamus stuff, like I did when I was a kid, the world was going to end in 2020, right? Y2K, the world's going to end in Y2K. Like, none of that shit happened. You can live in fear and live a miserable life, and what you're going to find is that you've spent half your life being a miserable fucking person. Poughkeepsie, New York, never going back. Why does Hunter Biden have the Finger Lakes, upstate New York, tattooed on his back? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Are they going to arrest him for his child pornography? Are any of those people going to go down? Fuck no, they're not. Fuck no. But if any one of you was even accused of that, they would arrest you. Until you can prove your innocence, you would be in jail. Had a crazy health scare a while back. Year of torture. I no longer fear death. Homeless in Southern Ohio are health conscious. Many are self-vaccinating regularly, if not daily. Is that a sarcasm? Like self-vaccinating? You mean they're like heroin or something? What? The system's falling apart? Harry Hall. So if you just put in YouTube and type in prepper, watch 10 videos. There'll be a general consensus that the world's ending, and you should, and they won't tell you this, but they will, from the information they're going to, most of them are going to give you, you would think you should just go ahead and max out your credit cards. You should sell the house that you're renting. You should just sell it even though it's not your house. Go ahead and commit the crimes because the world's ending and there's going to be zero repercussions. Take all your bags of rice and corn and all the bullshit you buy and run to the hills, find a cabin that you don't own, and just stake your property because the world is ending. The problem is, all these people telling you that, they don't believe it either because they're not doing that shit. And most of them, not all of them, the majority of them are not doing what they're telling you to do. And a lot of them live in fucking apartments. There's some huge YouTube channels that are like off the grid channels. They live in a fucking apartment in town. There's huge, well-respected YouTube channels on homesteading and gardening. And they're full of shit. They don't even live where they tell you they live. And they have a dozen people doing their videos and watching their kids and shit. It's like, if you can't go there and see for yourself, just remember, a lot of YouTube channels make a lot of fucking money. A lot of hardcore Christians do nothing, just pray. Noah built the damn ark. I'm with you. It's the constant, it gets me. The Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this. But when you click on their name, they're not doing any of the shit that they're talking about. None of it. None of it. That's why I like Bear. A lot of hardcore Christians, no probably much coke that day. Homeless. Sandy, I saw those comments too. And when I asked her, what did she say? Huh, you're not a Christian. That's what she told me. Splitting Cali horizontally doesn't work because of the Bay Area. You have to cut the coast from the interior. If I woke up in the morning and they're like, oh my God, a tsunami wiped out California. I'd rather the tsunami wipe it out because the land is still there. But if they're like, oh my God, the San Andreas fault has gone off and California has sunk, you wouldn't see a fucking post for me, pray for California, oh poor California. You wouldn't see shit from me other than I'm glad California's gone. Like I'm glad California's gone. I have spent 15 years of my life having a conversation saying, leave California, leave California, leave California. I won't tell you to do any shit that I can't fucking show you that I haven't done myself. When people are selling dreams, I always ask who profits. Yeah. A lot of hardcore Christians. Okay, I think we're caught up on these comments here. New word for John, caliphobia. Not at all, man. I grew up in California. I started my business in California. I employed hundreds of people in California. I had a lot of fun in California. You don't realize how bad California is until you leave California for a few years and then have to step back in it. Wouldn't miss Oregon if it disappeared. All right, guys. So if you're on our text app, the text tonight told you how these are for sale and where you can get one. For somebody that's like, oh my God, that is so awesome, I want to buy one, they are $1,500. They're $1,500. If that's you, send an email. If that's not you, and we have to have a conversation about why it's $1,500 or whatever, there'll be, for every one dude that wants to have the conversation, there are 100 people that will buy it. Do not send me an email asking questions about it. If you are a buyer and that's you, send me an email and we will reply with how you buy that knife. One of those knives. I perused Mick Strider's website. So Mick and I shared a shop for years in Oceanside. By we shared a shop, I mean I paid all the bills and they had a small room in back of the shop and they did a bunch of damage. Mick didn't. Dwayne was a fucking wild man. And then Mick came home and they moved out of my building. They bought a CNC machine that, number one, wouldn't fit in the building. Number two, the electrical in the building wouldn't support the machine. Tonight, the House Judiciary Committee passed an assault weapon ban bill. It's up to the Senate to hold the line. Crazy how they do that at night, right? But when it comes time to do something that has some effect on your life in a positive manner, they can't ever convene. They're amazing. I understand why they're that price, just have some hurdles at the moment. So I'm stepping up my work to get leveled out. Empty. Bro, step up your work, not to buy this knife. Step up your work so that you can do whatever you want to do on your terms. You don't buy a knife. Don't buy a car. Don't buy any bullshit. Figure out how to do what you love to do and make money doing that. Put your money into what you enjoy doing and live life on your terms. Start a business, come back in 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and tell me, hey, I make these things, and I'll be like, cool, I'll take 120 of them, let's co-brand them, and let's do some business to business. People constantly come in here, they email me, they're on live feed, they come into town for tactical response, and they're like, hey, what should I buy? The real no bullshit answer that I say every single time, you shouldn't buy anything from me. I'm a terrible salesperson. I spend more time convincing people that they don't want to work for me or they don't want to be my customer or client than I do pushing my product. My shit sells itself. I only need, it's not long. There will not be a website where you can go order from. You'll have to be invited and referred from an existing client. Capacity is my problem. I can sell $1 million in a week. I can only build $250,000 a month. We can't fill it. Everything we have sells as fast as we make it. And if it doesn't, we make less of it next time. If I can sell 100 of something, we only build 75. Urgency. We have a text app that has close to 3,000 people. I have an email app that has close to 70,000 people. You guys all know we kill half of our text app, half of our email app. We knock it down 3 times a year. We whittle it down from 70,000 people to 20,000 people. There's an algorithm to email. You get marked as a mass spammer. You need 9 to 11%. Well, which is it, asshole? Is it 9% or 11%? Because that's a bit of a spread. But you have to have 9 to 11% for it to go into your customer's inbox. So when I kill half of the email list, see, on the back side of your email, you can see who never opens your email and who always opens your email. We kill those guys, literally off the list. We don't merge them. We don't buy them. We don't import any email list. Those are real customers that can only join my email list in one way. You have to go to my website, soetacticalgear.com. You have to enter your information, and then you have to click 3 times to get on my email list. We kill those guys off the email list 3 times a year. Every time I knock my email list down from 70,000 to 20,000, I do $20,000 more in business that Friday night, every single time. But my point to all that, I only have 2,000, 2,500 on my text app. I mean, we might be close to 3,000 now. Everything sells out when we send a text out. We sent a text out tonight. We didn't send an email out. And some dude tomorrow will see these lever gun rigs. Somebody will see these and go, hey, how come those weren't in the email? How did you even know about it? Why were you waiting for the email? Because you're right, they won't be in the email. They'll be sold. They're probably all sold now. Clothing maker, Bristol, Tennessee. Have you advertised for workers there? Clothing maker in Bristol. No, I haven't. I'm in Camden. I have no idea how far Bristol is. But clothing's very different than this. Carhartt's here in this town. We've had, I don't know, 100 Carhartt employees come through here. 2 of them work here. Carhartt's button pushers. They're not skilled labor. They use automated machines. They build the same thing over and over. And one person bids on a job, basically, and then gets performance pay on the job. The machine does everything for them. We don't make hundreds of anything. We make 15, 20 of everything. And our people here are very, very skilled to work here. I saw your Carhartt shirt. Yeah, it says fuck Carhartt. Try and name another business your owner gives you hours of free content every day. Just another reason I buy SOE. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's true, man. I answer emails up to midnight. When I got off the live feed last night, I answered all of my emails. I also download all the camera footage, put it onto hard drives, answer emails, go back through my social media and reply to people's posts. Bristol's 4 hours from me. Got it. Money is like snowball. Just got to find the right hill to roll down. That's true. That's true. Add value. Appreciate your customer. Make them feel special. What time is it? 10 o'clock probably? Almost every night at 9 o'clock or around 9 o'clock, I start this video. I own this company. I started this company. We can talk business. We can talk hobbies. We can talk homesteading. We can talk about whatever you want. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. Show me another company. Show me another company where you can talk to the owner of the company, especially in this industry. I have so many people in my industry that are constantly squawking made in the USA. Go to their social media pages. You won't ever see a sewing machine. Go to their social media pages. You won't ever see boxes of buckles. You won't ever see rolls of material. You won't ever see Velcro. But they're constantly made in the USA, made in the USA, made in the USA. That's something to be very proud of. You would think they would show that. We ship 200 boxes a day. Really? There's no photos of it. How come you've never put photos up of all your mail going to the post office? Because they lie. Because they're lying to you. Show me somebody in my industry where they walk through the shop while there's people sewing on all these. That's why I do live videos during the day. I stand here and I clip and clean, sometimes help the guys here, and I come through here and show all these machines running with human beings in the United States, in Tennessee. If people are telling you they build shit and they're not showing you, they're motherfucking lying to you, because that is something to be very fucking proud of. I seen Carhartt edit where it had a button flap on the sleeve for easy VAT access. I hadn't seen that. I had not seen that. Bristol is 6 hours away. Carhartt sold out on the people. They did, and miraculously, all of those people stayed there. I've got one of my top ladies here. Her sisters worked at Carhartt. Her mom works at Carhartt. Mom still works at Carhartt, 20 years. Her sons work at factories paying $30 an hour. Both of them took the vaccines. Both of them. But I mean, we know people who took the vaccine and nothing happened to them. So hopefully they're in that category. It's real. People seen it with my own eyes. People have no clue how much work it actually takes. Monica, what's up? I sewed a Velcro backed pouch with a clear window today. It holds my GoPro, and it mounts to my SOE FUPA. Planning on doing some hiking. Cool. I made something similar to that for James right before he went to the Ukraine. I have a few Carhartt, but I bought everyone used at yard sales. It's easy not to support companies when you hardly ever buy anything new. You would be fooling yourself because people are lazy. And this has, what I'm going to say has nothing to do with you. But people, you would be fooling yourself to think that you affect the company by not buying Carhartt. My question is, does Carhartt make a good product? Carhartt used to make an awesome product. Carhartt, their overalls are fucking trash. The elastic rips out from where it attaches. They don't warranty their product like they used to warranty their product. Most of it's made in Mexico. When I first moved to Camden, the Carhartt plant here, all it did was sew repairs and resews that were coming up from Mexico. And that's not to say that Mexican labor coming out of Mexico a lot of times is better than labor coming out of the United States. Labor coming out of China can build shit at a capacity and a quality better than we can here in this building a lot of times. You just have to decide what it is you're going to do. Jeremy P, what's up? John Lynn, what's up? But the Carhartt thing, like this lady here, her son got given Carhartts, right, at his new job. They didn't last 90 days. They're in here. She's had those things in here 3 different times repairing them. And while we're discussing business, every time I see a company tell you, hey, hurry up and order, we're about to raise our prices, all I see is a company that can't make payroll or can't pay their bills and needs an influx of cash in some manner. It's bullshit. I do have AK M4 micro rigs here, Woodland. I've also got some multi-cam ones that they're about to make. Got the first quote back on 40-foot container delivered, 42.17. Great Wolf, bro. Get on Marketplace, check out some of those ads, and there's a place right up the road here. I've bought 5 containers from them across from the old movie theater in Waverly on the way to the gym. I can walk you in there and introduce you to the owner of that company. Rothco Outlive. Okie, what's up, buddy? Hey, John, sounds like a new product line. What's that, Tiger Paw? I can't build the product line that we're the best in the world at building. I can't build enough of it. There's a dude out in Nashville who's a mom and pop place who handpicks containers. Perfect. There's a ton of those. That's why I said marketplace. And a lot of them on marketplace, what you will find, even though you see 100 people making those posts, it's all the same company. They basically give you a cut if it comes through you. You're the middleman. Overall, yeah. Different sewing machines than what we use. And I can't build enough of all the stuff we already make. Everything we make sells out. I started a company called Forbidden Handbags. And kind of like Harvey's, we did seatbelt bags, but I was using all kinds of seatbelt material that Harvey's didn't use. And I was lining them with silk printed materials inside with like dragonflies and butterflies and oriental patterns, right? Like very, very high-end upholstery material. And it got to the point, and my bags were between $300 and $600. And orders were pouring in. Like we could not, we literally could not make them, enough of them fast enough. And it got to the point where I had to either do that or I had to do SOE. And we decided to just do SOE. Harlot handbags, Forbidden handbags. I still have all those URLs. The website, shit, the website might even still be there for all I know. And Great Wolf, that price at $4,500, $5,000, it might be fucking like a one-time container. It might look brand new. And maybe that's the deal. Maybe you do that. How much can you rent that out for, right? What's that going to be? That's probably an 8-foot or a 9-foot high box, and it's 8 feet wide. And if you divide it in half, that's 20 feet by 8 feet. Or you could do 8 feet by 8 feet, right? So then you're going to have to put the roll-up doors on there, the steel roll-up doors. What does that cost? What's the labor? I've got a dude that will come there and plasma cut those out and put those doors in place. You'll have to buy the doors. Totally doable. But he will do them on site for you. We can move them into place and push them around with my skid steer. We actually we took one and actually moved it and drug it up down a road and up a huge dirt road on this dude's house. But that dude lives here in Benton County now, and Nick could totally do that for you. I have no doubt. And he's super reliable. He will do what he says he's going to do. So maybe that's not a bad deal. I mean, everything costs more now is what I'm getting at, right? Everything costs more. And maybe having a nice container that doesn't look like shit, maybe that's the way to go. Or maybe you save a couple $1,000. I would guess that those doors at this point are over $1,000 a piece right now. So maybe, and depending on what your available revenue, what your available capital is, maybe you just put a divider in the middle of that container for right now, and you just buy 2 roll-up doors, and then as income comes in, you can compress, you can add 2 more doors and put dividers. But I mean, you have to look at what a storage unit rents for around here and realize we just had a ton of fucking people come in this county. All these storage units, I'll bet you they're all fucking full. And I want to be the most expensive guy in town. I don't want to be the inexpensive dude on anything. When you see all those people posting in like hip Camden, you want to see the dregs of society? Get in hip Camden, Tennessee. It's all fucking complainers and little people bitching all the time. Nothing actionable. If you're coming to me with a problem, you better have a fucking solution at the same time. So it's constant in there, and that's what it's all about. But there's tons and tons and tons of people moving everywhere. So, but that's always what their question is. Hey, who do you know who does this at a reasonable price? Not me. Not me. I'm going to look at what everybody's charging, and I'm going to charge more than everybody else. I'm also going to do exactly what I say when I say I'm going to do it. I'm the expensive guy, so I'm not dealing with a little fucking piddly motherfucker that's haggling with me. Ever. We tried employing our beards at Refuge Medical. Didn't work out well. Most of them are full. That's why 2 were just built. On your podcast, you told some interesting stories about airsoft guys in Japan. Is that still a strong customer market? It's not, Scott. It's not. No, it's not. We have some very, very high-end customers in Japan, but we turned off all our dealer network. So Japan is kind of a weird situation, right? They're going to buy whatever the dealers tell them. And plus, we had a lot of SEAL team stories and pictures to go with it. So we turned off all dealer network. Everything we do ships direct to the customer so that we can maintain and manage our customer base and our market. We can manipulate our market to our benefit, or what's best for myself, my family, and my employees. So we don't ever put shit on sale. So if you have some product and one company selling your product at a discount, that affects your entire market. That takes the money out of your business and puts it into the dealer's business. We don't, that's not even an option anymore. We turned off every single dealer we had in the United States and overseas, and there was 63 in the US and 52 international dealers. We turned all those off 8 years ago. Detroit, this is it right here. Don't sell to poor people. So what he's getting at is, I say, do you want to do business with poor people, or do you want to do business with people that can afford anything that you do, right? Because I only can make so much product, and most guys I know that own companies can only make so much product. So do you want to sell that? Do you want it all to sell right away? Or do you want to have to convince a guy why? Do you want to have the conversation of, why should I buy that knife you just had in your hand for $15? And for anybody that's thinking that or going, man, $1,500 for a knife is a lot of money, you're right. But what you probably don't realize is we did 24 2 runs ago. We did 24 SMFs, this model of knife. They were black and had laser artwork on them. They were numbered. They were numbered 0 through 25. I put 25 up and it started at $2,000. And 24 was $2,100. And 23 was 22, and so on. Number 3, 4, 5, those went public, right? I retained 0, 1, and 2 typically. 3, 4, 5 went out. 6, 7, 8 went out. Those sold first. Those were $4,000 knives. $3,900, $3,800, $37, $3,700. All those knives, and we populated the website. You could go in there and pick your number you wanted. A few guys bought the least expensive ones. All of the low number knives sold first. I like that you don't have dealers, even though I would be one. If I did it, you would be one of the few dealers. Dad, our relationship, our business relationship would end up in your frustration and that I can't build enough shit. Like literally everything you see sitting here, it just sells. Like DS Tactical, they're in your neck of, well, I don't know if they're in their neck of the woods, but they're in Canada. They just built a new building. He hit me up again. He's like, hey, I want to be your dealer. DS, we moved a ton of gear to DS. Like we would do, I don't know, we would probably do $50,000 a month to DS Tactical. They bought a lot of shit. His credit card always ran. There was never a problem with DS. I can't build enough to feed DS. My cold steel blade 25-year-old. Yeah. This is not, if you have to have the conversation of why does this knife cost $1,500, it's not for you. That's the same dude that's like, I don't have a Rolex because they don't tell good time. No, you don't have a Rolex because you physically cannot go buy a fucking Rolex right now to save your fucking life because they control their market. I know 2 guys. I could walk into Rolex right now and get the hookup for about 10 grand, I could buy a Submariner. I bought a Submariner for Mookie for $6,500 several years ago. You couldn't, if you went in there and you're like, my child is going to die if you don't sell me this knife, they'd be like, sorry. If you do buy the knife, they're like, you can put your money down right now and we'll have it for you in 9 months. Maybe. Maybe. Like, they'll laugh. If you come in, you're like, I need to buy a Rolex right now. I need a sub. I need a deep sea, right? I need a Daytona. They'll literally laugh at you. When you get your Rolex, you could walk, I got a buddy that buys them all the time, every month. You could walk in there with him and buy one of these things for probably 10, 11 grand. You could buy it now on eBay tonight, the same day, and sell it for 17 grand. You could probably list it for 20 grand and sell it within a few days. That's the market. But that's the same dude, right? I wouldn't buy that. They just don't get it. And I have access to some guys. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. I'm in a mastermind group. And I pay a good amount of money to be there and have access and talk to these guys on live feed, live videos. And what the thing that really stuck them, though, if I had one takeaway, right? One takeaway from this group. My buddy just bought, like, I know him, right? I know this guy. Just bought a $2.5 million house in Cabo as a vacation home. He just bought horses, very, very expensive horses. He's buying another airplane. He's bought hangars. They're doing all huge business, right? Built a amazing building, beautiful building, several outbuildings for his car collection. The economy's shit. He sells a product that nobody has to have, yet his fan base beats his door down and buys every single product, right? They build some clothing, he's got a supplement, and he does a lot of different things. One tank top that they just did, they do cut and sew, right? They source it out. They don't actually cut and sew themselves. One tank top in 4 colors, $900,000 was their cost. That's how much volume they're doing. In an economy and a business, in an economy where people, the market's supposed to be down, nobody has money, but they're buying $35 tank tops, $40 tank tops, $50 tank tops. The market's only fucked up if you're in the wrong market. And if you're in the wrong market, create a new market. Find something that people need and charge, make a name in it, and then do business with better customers. My camera guy has a good relationship with DS. I bought a lot of their leftover SOE when they moved it to clearance. Right on, right on. My nail bags are about $500, but they outlast the ones I've paid $100. Oh, absolutely, man. When you start looking at tool rolls and nail bags and stuff like that, on Instagram, when you find the right hashtags, you will find guys that build custom tool belts and nail bags. Beautiful stuff. Amazing. I look at them and I'm like, we should build those. I'm like, what am I fucking thinking? We can't build enough of the shit we already build. Matt Christopher, what's up? Reply to your order confirm. I don't know what we're talking about. Where's my belt? 13 weeks and counting. Y'all forgot about me. Just back up. No idea who you are. I saw a dude make a similar comment to yours on Instagram today. And I was going to go back and type it out. I was outside when I saw it. And my answer was, you've literally given me not a fucking thing that I can do anything to help you with. You didn't buy it off Instagram. You didn't use a fucking real name. You didn't include an order number. So all you're doing is complaining. When you do anything that takes my headspace and irritates me, I block you. That dude won't ever comment on my page again. And sooner or later, he will get around to replying to the confirmation email. Because the confirmation email, when you hit reply and you type out whatever words you have, I can scroll down and see what it is you're talking about. And it's actionable at that point. But most of the time when you see guys on social media, they're Instagram is asseater25. Like, I don't know. I don't have a customer named asseater25. I can't do shit for you. Can you show the SOE? Okay, so we did that. I think we've answered all of these. I'm going to go eat watermelon, have a margarita. Camera guy, Iridium. We don't have to discuss it here, but I asked my guy, who employs a lot of social media guys and influencers and camera guys, what's that guy look like? Like, what's his price? Those guys are $1,000 a week, $1,000 a week. I'm not that dude, but I'll reply back. Philip stated to the confirmation. Yeah, just find your confirmation email, man. The one that the system sent you when you paid. Just hit reply and give it a couple days. I usually don't reply to those things. If they're actionable, I print them out and we just get that shit to happen, right? If it's not actionable, I'll reply back with your options. I have 0 coyote buckles. So when dudes are asking about that, I'm like, hey, we can build this belt with a black buckle. When guys ask about whatever, if we don't have the buckle, we might be able to cut it off an existing buckle. If it's actionable, we will usually just handle it and you'll get tracking within a few days. If it has something else on it, you're almost always waiting on something else. Margarita sounds good. Yes, yes. I'll probably use Dr. Stoner's. I've never smoked weed in my life, but this shit is really good. It's infused with cannabis, or it has a skunky smell. Amanda's like, that smells like weed. Or Patron Silver. I don't get notifications. That's because we are super duper shadow banned. And now, everybody says that. I am actually really, really super shadow banned. We put up 5 videos a day. Go to my YouTube page. I have over 3,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Had to unsubscribe and subscribe. Go check. Anybody that thinks they're subscribed to me, go look. They literally unsubscribe more followers every month than new subscribers on my YouTube channel. And with that, we still continue to creep up. Yeah, Sandy Phillips. Everybody says that because it's like the thing to say, right? We're actually shadow banned. We have been. I have 700,000 people on my Facebook page. 700,000 people on my Facebook page. I've had 700,000 people on my Facebook page for over 6 years, 7 years. Before I moved in the building, I had 700,000. We would gain thousands of people every weekend. Every weekend. They just don't use the propagation anymore. They don't show it. I get unsubscribed every month. My family members get unsubscribed. That's the crazy shit, right? It's not just some dude saying that on the internet who you've never met face to face. They're like people I know in real life, employees, friends, people that I go out of my way to spend time with. And I'm like, pull up my Instagram page and let me see what you see. You know, just weird shit. Thanks for that other video about the food on sale. Amazon filled a few nice to haves. Right on, Okie, right on. Chris Watkins, what's up, buddy? How are you? Our next event is October 1st and 2nd. Well, our next event's actually next weekend, the Swale class. But our big event is October 1st and 2nd. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Everybody have a great night. Just do shit. do like, and usually it doesn't even matter what you do, just do something. And if you do something, it's more than the other 10 guys standing next to you, because most people don't do shit.